the nurse, she called me, and so she was like, you know, after the test results came back, we found out that you're pregnant. And I screamed while he was working, and I screamed while I was working. I think he had a customer on the phone, and I was like, yes, but don't tell my husband. I want to tell him. After I just screamed out loud, he came upstairs, and I was like, hey, are you on a break for work? And he's like, yeah. So I was like, well, I got a surprise for you. And he goes, you're pregnant. And I was like, what? How did you know?
All the work that we had to do to get there, the journeys, the trips, the back and forth,
So many needles. So many. For us, CNY was helping us complete our family. It's the completion of our family.
CNY was, reasonable and positive and, giving of a good experience.
Super appreciate how well everyone took care of us. He decided to talk to me when we were in the 7-Eleven. I still don't know why, because he's never told me. We're kind of still on our first date.
Yeah.
So
and
it ended up working out.
That was what, 13 years ago? Whew. Yeah.
I think it was like a year and a half or 2 years later, he proposed, which was also very informal, in our apartment elevator.
He was just like, hey, you want to get married?
Sure.
Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
All right.
He handed me the package with the ring in it, and he goes, you want to get married? And I was like, sure, yeah. And then he goes, well, then open up the package. And so I was like, all right. And then 9 months later, we got married.
Yeah.
We started working with different doctors to try and get pregnant, and it was hard. It took 2 years before we had our oldest baby girl. When we finally found out that we were pregnant with our oldest, it was crazy. People screamed at the top of their lungs because they were just excited for us.
She slept through the night. I didn't know what the whole babies don't sleep through the night thing was.
We went from having a baby who did sleep all night, and she prioritized her sleep, to Bubba does not care about sleep. He decided to break through my birth control, and he decided to come into this world. We thought we were done with the whole having children. We thought, that was it. Then in 2019, we started the process of buying our home. And then we get into our home and we realize we're not done. There's
one extra room.
We decided, since we knew that we were going to have issues with having a baby, maybe we should, think about pretty early having another baby.
What is that?
All right, handsome.
I did it!
Heyo! So then we decided to have Pudge. But again, we knew, since we had already experienced infertility, we knew what we were looking at going into trying to have another baby. So that was when I just decided to cut through it all and go straight to CNY. I knew that I had low AMH. I knew that, menopause was already here. We go to CNY and we do all of the tests. I was already comfortable with all of the needles and the poking and all the things. It was just a matter of the price, which was shocking, because when you work with other places that are $7,000 and $21,000, and then you go to CNY, and at the time for us, it was $4,000. That was a big deciding factor, not to mention we knew their success rate was very good. Each time I asked, can I work with Dr. Kiltz? Can I work with Dr. Kiltz? And it ended up working out.
A lot of trips back and forth to New York.
At a point, they did talk to us about maybe we need to consider donor eggs.
Like, you think you're gonna, obviously when you leave an IVF section, you're technically pregnant. But then it just doesn't hold on, and it's like, maybe the first time, okay. But then the second time you're like, is my body broken?
Those lows, it is It is some of the it's definitely on the top 10 hardest things that I've ever had to go through, and I've been through a lot. You go from this is it, this is our month, to 48 to 72 hours later, you are at the very low. You're looking up at rock bottom sometimes, because this was not your month. I can't tell you how many nurses I cried on. It might be a collection of like, she cried on my shirt today too. And I know I cried on Dr. Kilt's. In the beginning, I went from, okay, this sucks, it's not fun, I'm gonna cry it out, to, you know, the next day, let's get back on that horse, let's do this, because this is gonna be the month. As the months went on and we still weren't getting pregnant, those lows lasted a little bit longer. We did all the things. We did acupuncture,
The massage.
you know, that good reason to get French fries after you do a retrieval. We did that too. And I do remember telling Dr. Kiltz before we got pregnant with Pudge, like, I'm sorry, I can't keep going through this. I can't keep putting my family through this. If this one doesn't work, this is probably just it for us, and it's probably not meant to be.
This is the last one.
This is it.
The last time that we're gonna try this.
We did everything, all the rumors, all the things that you expect. Little superstitious, because rainy days are when I get lucky, and it was rainy in the morning and sunshiny in the afternoon, which is when we get lucky. And guess what happened? Boom came a baby. How's this gonna work?
Thank you.
Baby logic.
Thank you.
Have a grape.
Yeah, I have the grapes.
Yeah, have the grapes. When we first found out I was pregnant with Pudge, the first thing is, keep in mind, we've been through this a couple times. When we were leaving, we did all the things, the acupuncture, the take a nap and rest. So when we were driving home, I was like, I think this is the one. The nurse, she called me, and so she was like, you know, after the test results came back, we found out that you're pregnant. And I screamed while he was working, and I screamed while I was working. I think he had a customer on the phone, and I was like, yes, but don't tell my husband. I want to tell him. After I just screamed out loud. Then a couple minutes later, after we get off the phone, he came upstairs, and I was like, hey, are you on a break for work? And he's like, yeah. So I was like, well, I got a surprise for you. And he goes, you're pregnant. And I was like, what? How did you know? And he goes, because I heard you scream.
You know, her pregnancy with her was rough.
It was very hard.
You know, she was constantly in contraction for like months.
2 weeks.
It felt like months.
I was like, oh my God, these contractions are so terrible. Right? And then my doctor goes, it's baby day. We are going to have baby now. And I was like, wait a second, I need to go get my husband. But then she came, and I remember
she had to go to the NICU for
30
like
seconds?
10 minutes, because they were worried about her breathing.
I remember during my C-section, I told them, like, pull the curtain up. I don't want to see any of that. And then, like, you know, your husband can sit like right next to you, and he was sitting right next to me, and he looks down when the doctor says she's here, right? And he was like, and then I heard him go, we're gonna need to get that test done on her. And I was like, what's wrong? Is the baby okay? And he's like, she's fine. She's fine. And I do remember one of the nurses joked that after they made sure she was okay, the NICU doctor was like, get that big baby out of here. I remember looking at her for so long, like, oh my God, not because of how she appears, but like, oh my gosh.
The journey to get to her was the longest journey of them all.
For us, CNY was helping us complete our family. It's a completion of our family. I know it was hard to go through, but I would go through it again to get to all of our children.
CNY was, you know, reasonable and positive and, you know, giving of a good experience in what is not a easy process.
Very hard process. Super appreciate how well everyone took care of us. Wow. That's time you know you have good people that work with you.
If you don't think you're ready, you're probably closer to ready than you think you are. So just go ahead and do it, but make sure you're doing it with the right people.
Which is CNY. Thank you for helping us complete our family, for helping us meet our youngest baby, because that's a big deal.